Hello everyone, Joaquin Fantano here, and today we're doing a album review of A Great Chaos by Ken Carson, released in, I believe this is, 2023 album. The 2023 album released by Ken Carson, and I just want to do a quick breakdown of a couple of the tracks off the album that I either thought were interesting or stuck out to me in a positive or negative way. But I want to get started with the most famous track of the album, "Fighting My Demons," which actually has some great production on it. I thought the overall vibe here, sort of as an introduction to Ken Carson for me, this is a pretty great track overall. Unfortunately, a lot of this album doesn't have that sort of different, diverse production, and that's really the biggest problem I have with this project overall, is like the real lack of diverse tracks. Like, some of these tracks would start and I wouldn't even know that the last song ended if I were to just look away. Some of these songs just blend together so seamlessly, and not really in a positive way, since a lot of these tracks just sound the same. For example, "Lose It" has probably one of the worst productions I've heard in a hot minute. This sounds like just straight, like, bass boosted, like, meme sound effects. Like, it's crazy this even made it as a real beat. I think it does have some highlights. Like, "Me and My Cup" has some great production on it, and a lot of the most like listened to songs on this record actually are the best songs because they sound different, and that's like the best that this album has to offer is the most popular tracks. Songs like "Overtime" and "It's Over," they're not bad tracks. The thing is, these songs are just so short. They're not even 2 minutes long. Some of them don't even crack a minute 30 seconds, and they just really feel unfinished and tacked on to this record, when you could just remove these tracks and really nothing would be changed. "Paranoid" I thought was a little more interesting, since the production has sort of a more positive look, which kind of juxtaposes the more like lyrics, and the lyricism here, like going to Carson's lyricism here, there's not really much to talk about. It's pretty usual for what you'd expect for a rapper like Ken Carson. He's just talking about the same usual things. And there's nothing wrong with that, obviously, because a lot of artists can do good, interesting things with that, because it's really the music that matters, which is why I'm focusing so hard here on the production, and because a lot of it is just also very just boring. There's not much to excite me here, really, aside from a couple tracks that I really enjoy. "Nightcore 2" has some melodic moments that I wish Ken would expand on, but he just kind of just doesn't go for it. And that's really the thing that I feel like I was more present here in Ken's music. If the production isn't going to be as great, I wish the energy was there in the way he delivers his lyrics, but he doesn't really go for it there either. Like other artists, like who he even mentions in his album, Playboi Carti, in his new album Music, "Pop Out." Well, "Pop Out" is a very divisive, controversial track. A lot of people think it's terrible, but I sort of admire the fact that Playboi Carti has a song that so many people hate, and while a small minority, including myself, actually really enjoy the song for how energetic and different the song is, just from like most of like what he's released so far. Just like how divisive it is in and of itself is a really interesting stylistic leap. Whereas someone like Ken Carson here really just doesn't. His music very like sounds the same. This album is really straightforward, and if you don't really vibe with this kind of music, you're not gonna get anything here to surprise you. Where some other artists like JID are constantly doing different things with their lyrical like line delivery, like like you could go back to his album The Never Story and tracks like on Ed, Edd n Eddy. You'll find like a very interesting, like weird sort of delivery. And then go to like his more popular album like The Forever Story and find a very different lyrical style. And even on his new single Work, there's a lot of different stuff going on. And that's really like what I like to see when it comes to rap and hip hop is just different styles. Like Kanye West, his albums are always different. Like Jesus is King goes for a more gospel inspired. Vultures 1 is more leaning into the modern swings of rap. And like something like Graduation is more leaning into pop influence for its rap. But here, there's just not much to go off of with Ken Carson stuff. Like this is very, for his most popular album, this is very same. This is what I'd expect going in, honestly. There's nothing here that really surprised me. And that's coming from someone this is their first exposure to Ken Carson. This album is pretty okay, I'd say. There's nothing offensive here, but there's nothing mind-blowing. And in some ways, that's worse than dropping a terrible album, because this is playing it very safe in the rap world. I just wish, because there's clear talent here, and I wish Ken Carson would give us more of that. So I'm feeling I'd strong 4 to a light 5 on this. Very middle of the road. There's good tracks, has its good moments, has its bad moments, but they're not too different from each other. So by the end, I was just really kind of exhausted with this thing, which is not something I really want to say. But thank you for watching this review. Leave any recommendations you have in the description for what you want me to review next, and thank you.